Thank you for joining us. I am Dr. Lavelle McGarry. I am your host, your mentor, your facilitator, your agitator, your the one that provokes, the one that pushes you, and they can tell you about me to achieve your greatest you or your best you by what? Tapping into the power of intentional thinking. We are powerful in our stance, powerful in our essence, powerful as a person per se, as that woman, as that queen, as that wife. But there are times in our life where we have tapped or outgrown the essence or a part of us that when a memory is triggered or when a trauma is when I said hits or resurfaces, then we kind of go back into the place that we have submerged or pushed. When I said place, it could be that place of pain, that place of agony, that place of anguish. And so when going back or revisiting that place, it becomes painful. It numbs you. So what it does is restrict or take away from you being your best self or you being intentional. So as you move forward, and the cut, I call it in the cut, the expression of you, because as a diamonds, we move in the cut, we move in dimensions. As we move forward in the cut or in the essence of you, then you are becoming. Sometimes what we do is cultivate yet the spiritual gift. We cultivate that leader, we cultivate the prophet, we cultivate the evangelist, we cultivate the apostle. But then we find that we get into certain places where we have highs and lows. What's highs and lows? That we are high in the spirit, but when we come down, we crash. Why? Because the flesh, when I said the flesh, the natural man, the core of you, the soul of you is not being nurtured, is not being cultivated. So you'll go to your highs and then you'll come down and then you'll be fatigued. You'll experience burnt out. You'll be tired. And when you tap into that soul, the core of you, the essence of you, you'll find that you're going back into some places or back into some time loops and some spaces and some time. When I said time tables, that oh my gosh, you have outgrown. It's painful. It punctures wounds, and you're realizing, oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh my God, I forgot about that. So what happens to that person? Now tapping into the girl. What happens to that woman? Now tapping into the teenager. What happened to that woman? Now do not recognize her own voice. Do not recognize her own self. Yet have now or is walking out the narratives of those that spoke that you're not going to be anything. You're not worth it. You're not going to make it. You're not achieve those set goals. So now you find yourself walking out those narratives, and now you are overriding the language of what you wanted to do, the dreams you wanted to fulfill, the life you wanted to live. So that's what I'm here for. Today, we're talking about 10 steps that optimize your best you, but we're going to really tap into the essence of you. Again, if you have pen and paper, please feel free to take notes. Please feel free if it had hit you in a sense like the light bulb had went on, like, are you having aha moments? Like, please, again, tweet it, share it on Facebook, let them know, please join us. For you, because a lot of times we say in our minds that we are ready for us. I'm ready for me, but really, are you ready for you? Are you ready for the depth of you, the expanse of you? Are you ready to just tap into the substance of you? Some say yes only to figure out that they are afraid to walk in the greatness of them. Why? Because there's such a detachment within the soul and one's agenda or what plans to achieve, that how can I achieve this? Because I am so far from it. Life has happened, trauma has happened, divorce have happened, death have happened. Now I have kids. I'm no longer in school. I haven't achieved the goal. So now you have all these different narratives before you that has not only stripped, it has taken you into some places that would have never visualized for yourself. And now it has defined, the experience of it has defined your life. So now how do you get back to you? How do you find you? Will you go back and pick up the pieces, or will you pick up from where you left off? How do you find you? How do you find you? Okay. So yes, I think you could do thumbs up, or clap it, your hands, or whatever they have on the screen. So I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself now. While we go a little bit further, I was just introducing myself just a little bit for those that know me, and for those that don't know me. Just go this way. Happening to the screen. For those that don't know me, I am an entrepreneur, a best-selling author, a mom, and a motivational speaker. I'm a acclaimed international speaker and author who empowers women globally to live their life intentionally by tapping into the power of intentional thinking. My story is one of transcendence. It is beyond the cultural norm. It is not about living, but living your life intentionally. So not only am I a speaker, but yet I'm a certified life coach. I'm also dean of GMID University, and also dean of Prophet's Mantle. In doing so, I stress and I push my messages. One, to move in the cut of you, in the redefinition of you. You're continually defining and redefining who you are. You're continually shaping, molding who you are. You're continually collaborating your mind, transforming your thinking, and now you are becoming the essence of you. So I say, move in the cut of you, move in the redefinition of you. So it's about embracing change. We ask for change, but will you embrace the change? We ask for change. Now we're dealing with a forcible change, which is the virus. Now we're dealing with protests, and we're dealing with an economic shift. We ask for change, but are we ready for change? So in doing so, the change that comes, whether forcible or without our permission, brings about a reinvention of you. It pulls, it draws out of you. It brings about an unlocking. It brings about an awakening. It redefines you. And it also brings about a renewal of your mind, renewal of your consciousness, which means you're tapping into the consciousness, or you're tapping into the subconsciousness of you with the consciousness. So it's renewing your thought process. It's giving you new perspective. And it's giving you present day truth. Okay, it's giving you present day truth. So in doing so, upon embracing change and upon taking hold of now that redefinition of you, it conditions your mind. It conditions your mind. So you're continually changing. You're continually changing. The thing about it is, when you start changing, will you change to please others, or will you change to be satisfied with the person that you're becoming? Because you can embrace change and still not be satisfied with the person that you're becoming. Okay. And so with that, again, with new perspective, it changes and shifts your reality, causing you to become the person that you want to be, causing you to become the person that you want to be or desire to be. Okay. Or desire to be. So again, the question is, are you ready for you? Are you ready for you? And you can unmute your speakers if you'd like. Just I'm asking you questions here as we go. When you hear the question, "Are you ready for you?" What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? You could also, if you don't feel comfortable talking, you could also put it in the chat if you'd like. When you hear "Are you ready for you?" what comes to mind? What comes to mind?
Hi, Lavella. It's Michelle.
Hey.
What comes to my mind when I hear "Are you ready for you?" I hear, Michelle, are you ready to function in your full capacity? Like, am I ready to function in my full potential, my full capacity? Or am I just going to be complacent? So are you ready for you? To me, that speaks power to me. Like, because are you ready for you? Do you realize who you are? Are you even ready for you? So to me, that's what I hear. Like, am I ready to really function in my full capacity and my full potential?
No, that's powerful. That's powerful. And Ms. Charmaine said, when she hears it, she's hearing reaching your potential and the challenges that comes from you choosing to move forward. That's awesome. That's powerful. Anyone else? Anyone else? So that was powerful. One, what I heard Michelle said is like pretty much walking in the potency, in the richness, the magnitude of who you are, in the expanse, becoming that giant within. Walking in the queendom of you, dominion of you, walking in your sphere of influence. And now Charmaine is saying, walking in the challenges, no matter what comes to obstruct, no matter what comes to challenge, no matter what comes to disrupt, no matter what comes to intercept. you will see no challenge, no interruption, no obstacles, because you have x-ray vision. You're walking beyond that. So nothing could stop the magnitude of you, the depth, the height of you. Nothing could stop the expanse of you as you go forward, as keyword, as she said, as you choose to move forward. And Tiffany says, when she hears, "Are you ready for you?" is accepting all of the gifts and abilities that are inside of you and not to hold yourself back. Powerful, powerful. Now, what I got from that, Crystal, is walking in the power of you, accepting all gifts. And you saying that because we could accept who we are mentally by one, titles, prophet so-and-so, apostle so-and-so, evangelist so-and-so. We walk in the title or the function, the office of. But when it comes to walking in the essence of who we are, not the function, not the duty, what I'm getting is that you're saying that we have to walk in all abilities, all functionality, all walk in our sphere of influence and taking hold, embracing the magnitude of who we are and walking in transcendence. That's what I received from that. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. And Shay says, make me real is making me walk are you ready for you is making her realize it's more of me and not to limit myself anymore. Powerful, powerful. Not to restrict, not to walk in the limitation, not to walk in the perimeters of one's expectation or one restricted mindset. So going from, even though we're not going to want to say mediocrity, now walking in the expansion of who we are. These are powerful, very powerful, powerful. Now walking in the magnitude of who you are, walking in the transcendent of who you are. And all of those answers are correct, because when you look at, when you assess yourself, are you really walking in the expansion of you? Are you really walking in the expansion of you? Here recently I had this conversation and I was saying, hey, I'm realizing, I said, I should have done this a long time ago. And I realized that that I've held myself back. I've held myself back. Why? Because what I've tapped myself into now, walking in the magnitude of it, the expansion of who I am, in the sense of launching another business, another move, another school, moving forward. And then here it is. Then you know how we do it, start beating up on ourselves. I should have done this a long time ago. But was I ready? Was my mindset ready at that time to walk in the expansion of where I am today? Now I'm more aware, I'm more conscious, more open, more mature to walk in the expanse, okay? Walk in the expanse of it. So at that point, I caught it. Because, we have a standard of expectation for ourselves. And when we don't meet it, we tend to beat ourselves up. And mostly you'll find that in the mindset of those that are overachievers, You'll find that they'll find that, start beating up on themselves while going forward.
Thank you for joining us in this session of Are You Ready for You? You no longer have to live in despair any longer. Everything you need to take control of your life, to change the course of your destiny, experiencing peace in your home, promotion in your career, and unlocking your highest potential is available to you today. How? By tapping into your power of intentional thinking. Please make sure to visit our website at lavellamcgary.com, where you can subscribe to our latest updates. While you're at it, if you found value in this session, we'd appreciate you if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Lavella McGarry and also on Instagram at L McGarry. If you're interested in private coaching, you can contact Dr. Lavella McGarry on lavellamcgary.com.